In the not-too-distant present, a challenge unlike any other begins. 3 men, 1 year, 0 game purchases. They stand against temptation, towering backlogs, and the endless lure of digital sales. This is the Year of Shame Challenge. A test of willpower, a battle against impulse, a journey into the heart of unplayed games, where only discipline survives.
Hello and welcome to the Year of Shame podcast. We're on season 14, episode 6. I think this represents us getting halfway through the year now. This is the podcast that follows the journey of midlife gamer community members who torture themselves with a full year of abstention from buying or playing new games. There's just 2 of us today. Stuart is off exploring pretty much the whole of the European continent by the sounds. So it's just myself and Brian today. Hello, Brian. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. Sticky and hot, but I'm doing well at the moment. Thank you.
Lovely. You were saying it's something like 80% humidity there at the moment.
It is. It's 25 degrees, so it's cool for us. Last year, this was in the mid-30s, high 30s.
Wow.
But at the moment, it's 25 and 80% humidity.
Yeah.
But you've been having a rough time, I believe.
It has. Well, it depends how you view it. It has been incredibly hot in the UK, and obviously British people struggle with any deviation in temperature. But it's been a pretty wild heat wave, actually, to the point where I was out on a work barbecue on Wednesday, and that was kind of peak heat wave. It's something like 37 degrees.
Not good.
I walked home from it afterwards, and pretty much every house I walked past on the way home had like every single window and door pretty much open.
Yeah.
So it's like burglar's paradise. And loads of people have been buying these like marathon runners, get those kind of like recovery suits, the kind of tinfoil suits they wrap around themselves.
Okay.
And people have been just sticking these things just all over their windows. So it's like apocalyptic scene across Bristol as I walked home on Wednesday.
Oh, lovely. That's crazy.
It's absolutely wild, yeah.
Fallout.
It's mad. Exactly. It's crazy. So today we're gonna start actually with one of the questions that Benjamin Bowles submitted just after the deadline last month, but it works well, I think, given that we are halfway through the Year of Shame now. So Benjamin says, you're halfway through the season. What is the hardest bit so far? And what have you, if anything, been enjoying most about your glorious Year of Shame? So how are you finding it, Brian? And what's good and what's bad?
Okay, what's good? As last year doing the podcast was quite cool, chatting with yourself and Stuart. It's really good to have somebody else in the same boat just to chat with. Games-wise, I've stuck with games I wouldn't have normally.
Yeah.
I'll get into that later on. And my mind has been blown this past month playing a game. And I've enjoyed the game, so it's gone really well. I would have been some of them long before this. The same thing happened last year. We played some like Final Fantasy, that type of tactics, which I don't really like. The
tactical RPG or
played tactical RPG games last year, and oh my god, just like I don't like them. And I know Clear Obscure changed the way it was done, but last year got me into them, and this year I've gotten into another type of game that I've sort of fallen for. So it is helping me go through these games that are classics. We all know they're great games, but they may not be for us. But you can't go and buy the latest, so you're stuck with your backlog. It is pushing me into playing games I probably would have binned off quicker, and I'm enjoying them. As for what's been hard, I think last year it didn't affect me so much. I listened to a lot of gaming podcasts, and this year there's been quite a few indies that have come out, and they seem quite good. There's Mina the Hollower I'd like to have played.
Yeah.
I have heard mixed things about the 007, so I'm not too sure whether I would get into that, but there's been a few indies that I really would have liked to put my hands on. the list is starting to build for next year, which is not the way this should go, but
yeah, already, yeah.
That's been the hardest. That didn't really affect me last year, to be honest, because I thought this 1 year to it. Now it's dragging on. So yeah.
Stamina effort for you, isn't it now?
How about you? How have you been finding it?
Yeah, well, I like your answer, because your answer is basically saying the good bit about it is playing games, and the bad bit about it is not being able to play games. Which is, it's quite funny. I guess I'm similar to you. It's been up and down through the year. So for the most part, I've been really, really enjoying it, and then had a few weeks here and there where kind of struggling a bit and feel like I'm hitting the wall and just want to buy something new. And that's always at the point where I'm choosing a new game to play. So my reflex action would be go to store, find something cool, possibly recommended off a podcast, buy it and try it. So that sort of breaking that bit of habit has been quite hard. But just like you, what I've enjoyed, it's the same thing actually. It's finishing games. There's quite a few games I've picked up where I was partway through them pre-Year of Shame. And I've gone through the backlog and looked at them and thought, why did I stop playing this? Because I didn't have anything against it whatsoever. So I've really enjoyed picking those up. And then randomly trying new games that wouldn't have seen the light of day, that have just been gathering dust. So there's been a few little gems, one of which I'll speak about later on today. So I think the hardest bit for me is, and as you've probably noticed throughout the year and will notice again today, I've completely disengaged with gaming news. This is like a coping strategy. So I do still listen to podcasts, so I do still get those good kind of indie recommendations coming through. But a lot of the new stuff, it's because it's not relevant. I still get exposed to it. But if the price of Grand Theft Auto or the price of this or the release of that, because it's not relevant to me, I just sort of blinker all of my thoughts about it. It's like this news does not apply to me this year. I will come back and digest it next year. So I think that's been a little bit difficult. I did kind of fall off the wagon and watch some of the game shows that were earlier this month because I love a good trailer. So that could have been a mistake because that was obviously super tempting. But I would say we're now halfway through the year, and sometimes the time does pass really slowly. But actually, now we're halfway. It's kind of like, wow, we can do this. We're doing okay. So yeah, that's what I think.
Now, speaking of the game shows, did anything actually jump out at you?
Oh, there's a ton of stuff. Let me just scroll down on my little notes. So game shows. So things that came out of that I like the look of. I thought Fable looked really good and quite different, and very different from the earlier trailers that I showed about a year ago, to the point where I wasn't sure it was a Fable trailer until it flashed up that it was. I think it looked really good. I was quite excited about the Senua.
Yes.
I can't remember what it's called. I was excited about it until 3 days later when they said, and we're closing the studio, or whatever that news was. So a little bit suspicious about that one now. Gears E-Day, I think there's been mixed reception to that. I thought it looked absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait to get my hands on that. That's a 2026 release, isn't it? So going to have to do a bit of waiting for that one. There's another Metro game, Metro 2039.
Yes.
I thought it looked very good.
I like the Metro. They're good games.
Yeah, they're really good. State of Decay, I think these are all from the Xbox show, which is the one I mainly watched. State of Decay 3 coming out next year.
Yeah.
I do quite like the premise of those games. I played State of Decay 2, quite enjoyed it, but as with all games, fell off it. So I can just get excited about the next one now. And then Minecraft Dungeons. I thought the first one of those was really good, nice bite-sized game. And so there's Minecraft Dungeons 2. How about you? Did some stuff jump out?
I've never been into Minecraft. I didn't even know there was a Minecraft Dungeons as a separate game.
Yeah, well, it's basically like Diablo, sort of a Diablo equivalent, but just in Minecraft graphics. So I mean, I don't like I'm not into Minecraft at all, but it's just a cute graphics, whatever you call it, is it an
Okay.
ARPG?
Yeah, I didn't even know. Oh wow, I didn't even know it was a different thing. So
Yeah.
the main thing that jumped out to me was, of course, God of War, Laufey.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'd be quite cool. I believe Deborah Ann Wall was her name. I think it is. She was interviewed recently,
Okay.
and she passed a comment that when she was brought in to do the part in Ragnarok, she saw on the wall a picture of her character with the cube that everybody's either raving about or angry about. So they had this planned back before Ragnarok. So the plans for this game or the world has been quite large. So I'm looking forward to more on that style of fighting. Should be cool. Be interesting to see. That was my big one.
Okay.
Struggling to remember the rest.
No, that's all right. Yeah, it all just blurs. Maybe you've got the same kind of filter thing where it's like, I won't let myself remember these things because I can't see them till next year. Magic. Well, do you want to carry on, Brian, and tell us what you've been up to? I mean, basically, we're doing these recordings at the end of every month now, aren't we? So how's June been for you?
June has been good. I think we had Father's Day during the month, and we were supposed to go out with my father-in-law. So we had plans this meal to go up into the mountains, go to a restaurant. You can get like a bus from Shinjuku out. You get a meal, and then afterwards they've got a park beside it. And at this time of year, you have fireflies.
Right.
So if you have it in the evening, just after you go out, then the fireflies are all just flying around, and you get this amazing view of thousands and thousands of fireflies flying around you and stuff.
That's stunning.
Except, I'm so pissed as I work in a school and kids get sick. And kids love to share diseases, which when I was a pharmacist was brilliant because they were great for business. But I got a cold, and 2 days later, my wife got a cold. She may or may not have caught it from me. That's what I'm saying at the moment, anyway.
You got the blame though, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So because our father is elderly, we didn't want to pass it on to him, so we had to cancel the whole thing. So now I've got to wait a whole year again because these guys are only alive for like 14 days of the year. Or something like this, 10 or 14 days.
Is that right?
So I've got a whole year to wait. I'm really, really annoyed because I've been watching videos of it on YouTube beforehand, and it looks amazing. What's that? Like all black forest around you, and there's just these yellow lights flying around. Looks cool.
Yeah.
As I said, I work in a school. I teach kids from 12 to 15. I do special needs kids as well. There's one guy's class. He sits at the front of the class, and in the class, he started miming something at me. He chats to me and ignoring the rest of the class, and he'll chat to me. He started miming, basically pushing his belly out and doing like a pregnant bump, and then pointing at me. And I was like, "What was?" I was a little bit put off about that, and I was trying to ignore him. And he turned his English book over, and he started pointing at the word, and the word is huge. And we haven't taught them that word. So his English level is way above the rest of the class. But he was the one huge, and he's pointing at me.
Oh, no.
What? So I started miming. I was crying. He was like, no. I'm okay. Yes. Okay, good little boy. Just a little bugger. Then we had the school sports day was about 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. But they have this sports competition. School clubs are really, really important here. So kids finish school at 3:30, and then they'll spend the next hour and a half doing sports 5 days a week. Then they come in on Saturday and do the same. They're practicing, so they're playing.
Oh, that's great.
There's loads of clubs. There's table tennis, volleyball, basketball, soccer, tennis, baseball. So they might be in 2 or 3 different clubs, and they'll be doing this 5 or 6 days a week to be practicing. And then on Thursday and Friday, there's 4 cities near each other wherever I am. And our junior high school kids all come together and they have a big, massive competition. And if they do well and get past the Friday, they'll stay on the Saturday and Sunday and play on the Sunday. So what it means for me is that because there's no kids around, I get to sit in the teacher's room all day with nothing to do, which was a lot of fun.
I was going to say, is that good or bad though? Do you cope with having time just to do nothing?
No, I'm not good. So I've got an iPad. I'm just checking the news constantly, whatever. But
yeah.
On Friday we had the Japan Oh, my Japan-Sweden game, wasn't it? Japan-Sweden?
Yes, I think so. There's been so many, it's difficult for me to keep track of who plays who.
Like I had Google up, I was getting watching the game as it was playing, just getting like text coming up. And then I could hear the game playing in the background. The vice principal has his phone open. So the two of us sat down watching the game play, which is really cool. So good to watch.
Nice. Actually, some of the times would be quite good for Japan, because lots of the games are at like kind of 1, 3, 5 in the morning UK, but that's going to be like actual daytime for you.
Yeah, we get them just in the morning. That Japan game's at 10 o'clock in the morning or something. So yeah, some of them are quite good for us.
Great.
So that was quite nice watching this. But as the kids weren't there, school lunch, which is an important thing here in schools, was cancelled. So I think you mentioned last year, school lunch, the schools prepare meals every day. There's only one meal. The kids don't get a choice, so you eat the meal that's prepared.
Yeah.
That was cancelled. So we decided, somebody decided that we would eat the emergency food that was coming out of date. So the school I'm in is an earthquake emergency centre.
Right.
So they have these boxes of rice. That's 13 kilo of rice.
Wow.
They're in a foil bag.
Yeah, like ration packs.
Yeah, exactly. They said, Brian, cook it. I got to cook rice for 50 people, which is quite cool. It tastes horrible. I have to put all this stuff into it because it gives you salt and nutrients, because they imagine you may not get food for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then speaking about emergency foods, the last thing I got is recently we've been having a lot of quakes. You may have seen Venezuela had 2 bad earthquakes, and they had 1,400 deaths.
Yeah.
We've had 4 bad earthquakes here. Thankfully, no, I don't think it's been any deaths so far, because the buildings here are quite good.
They're built for it, yeah.
Yeah. We had a really vicious one day before yesterday, to the point that when we went to bed, we left shoes in the hallway beside the door and had clothes right beside us, so that we had to get up and run, and we had our clothes ready to go, because I've never felt the building shake so viciously.
Wow, that's terrifying.
Too right. It's really weird. But on top of that, we had 2 typhoons hit at the same time. Typhoon is what they call a hurricane here. So those 2 hit at the same time. So the earthquake, this really vicious shaking, loosens the land. You get 2 typhoons come in, and you get landslides happening. And we've had landslide warnings. Our areas, we've got warnings at the moment, but we've already had, I think it was 12 people died because their houses just got covered in mud as they mudslides down off the mountains and stuff. So it's been quite weird here. But thankfully, yesterday evening and today, it's been quiet. We haven't had many earthquakes. That's my news. Not much other than that happening. How about you? What have you been up to? Yeah,
it's a busy month, but just still kind of home things. I've done a camping trip, so about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
Went on a camping trip. So this was pre-heat wave, so it was actually very pleasant. So good weather, sunny skies, but not crazy hot. And it was just a bunch of families who are kind of friends with, or kids who are friends with my son, and various families. So on paper, it was always going to be a great weekend for the kids.
Yeah.
I was a little bit concerned about my own patience levels with 20 kids running around.
Oh God, yeah.
So I was a bit apprehensive about it, if I'm honest, but it was really, really nice. So, got the roof box on the car, packed half the house into the car and took it away. And I had 2 really lovely nights. It was just a field not that far from here, about an hour away, sort of a big old farmhouse that they'd obviously kind of converted some of it to be a bit, an office for a camping place. And it was quite quiet. It was by a river. The bird song was absolutely amazing.
Oh, nice, yeah.
A little bit early in the morning for me, but like 4 a.m, I swear I could hear about 30 different kinds of bird calls.
Oh, God.
And there was one really weird one, and everyone was trying to work out what the noise was. I won't try and replicate it on this podcast, but it was almost like a sort of like a pig noise almost, but we were convinced it was a bird, and it turns out it was actually deer
Oh,
So whatever the technical term for a deer braying or shouting or whatever term they use, it was a deer.
oh wow.
And the camping trip was great. So the kids had a good time. We went on a big long walk on the Saturday to a pub. They're my favourite kinds of walks. So a couple of hours walk to a nice pub as the destination. And then on the way back from the pub, we found a cidery, a place that makes cider. So I managed to not only visit the pub and have a couple of beers, but then also visit a cidery and have, a couple of like super freshly brewed ciders as well.
Oh, lovely.
So it was all very nice. And I got back to the campsite and fell asleep in the field. So
At one with nature.
all in a day's work. Yeah, exactly. So that was really nice. There's been various bits of home improvements, so still kind of settling in. We've got a new sofa, we've got some garden furniture now, so I can sit outside in comfort and enjoy the garden. And I mean, not good for audio listeners, but I've got a new chair.
Oh, nice.
Which so I did have this big kind of like racing seat, proper gamer chair thing, but it was made from like pleathery plastic fake leather type stuff, and when it gets hot, it was just a disgusting kind of sweat bath basically. So I kind of lost patience with it. I thought I want to get something different and new, so I've splashed out, and is it called Herman Miller? I think they are like the Ferrari of of gaming chairs. Not one of their more expensive ones, but a really nice one. And the thing about it is that behind my back, it's basically a very kind of coarse mesh, which is like rubbery and springy, but also obviously lets air through it. So I'm just like 5 degrees cooler. Yeah. You've got a similar mesh thing. It's so like having a breathable back to a chair that you spend a lot of time in is a complete game changer. So that's been good. I think I've been talking about my cat making attempts to jump off the roof in previous months. That my cat is now causing all new levels of concern. So the cat gets shut downstairs in the kitchen with access to the garden and the outside world during the night time because she's very demanding. She gets bored. And if we let her roam the house, then she won't settle. Or she'll settle for an hour and then she'll walk around and start shouting at everyone. So that's why she's kept down there. But she has basically becoming legitimately a cat burglar.
Oh, God.
So her latest thing is to try to get into the house. So she's been finding windows. It doesn't matter how high the windows are. She's been finding any window that's open and just doing what she needs to do to get into it. So on 3 occasions last week, we were woken up in the night by the cat scratching at the bedroom door or shouting, and it's kind of like, wait a minute, you're meant to be in the kitchen. And so she'd been climbing in through the bathroom window, which is on the first floor, and then climbing in through my daughter's window, which is also first floor, but I don't even know how she gets to that window. And then so we've been putting the windows more and more shut, and then she'll just sit outside them and shout. And then this morning, like my room is on the second floor, and this is the room that she tried to jump out of and nearly killed herself. She was now up there above the window shouting. So she couldn't get in. The window is wide open. She couldn't get in from where she was, but she's sort of making attempts. So it's just
she's on the roof. Yeah,
she's basically full on the roof and like half scared and half excited to be there. So cat worries continue. She is genuinely, I will be on here. I'm sort of not making a joke about it. I will be on here saying she's fallen off the roof.
Oh, no.
So the latest strategy is going to be a trial period of 1 week where she is allowed full access to all of the house from the inside in an attempt to stop her wrecking herself from the outside. So I will be tired next time we record. So there's that. We've obviously had the heat wave and the storms that we talked about a bit at the beginning. There's some quite impressive storms. So like houses not far from me actually kind of pictured being full on fire with electrical storms and stuff. So it's been pretty wild. The temperatures have cooled, which is good. And then the only other thing I'm looking forward to is it's Twitch payout time for me, which is the worst. I mentioned it, I think, back in January. There's another one coming, and that is I've got to kind of break the habit of receiving money and immediately spending it on a whole load of new games. So I think I'll just redirect it to retrospectively pay for a little bit of the new chair I'm sat in. Is my plan.
If anybody is listening, you're a friend of Rich's on Xbox or on Steam, keep an eye on his purchases.
Yeah. It's not going to happen.
Hold them to account.
Yeah, fair. Absolutely fair. Shall we move on to TVs, books, movies? Mine's going to be very short this month because of a certain footballing event that's going on. What about you, Brian? Have you? Yeah, go for it.
I finished the Queen's Gambit. I had watched the first episodes a long time back, maybe even, I don't know if the start of this year or end of last year. I liked the first episode a lot. The second one I didn't like, but I decided to finish it off and clear it from my TV backlog, if that's such a thing.
Oh, blimey, don't start that as well.
I thought, do you know the Queen's Gambit? It's basically...
Is that the chess one?
That's it, yeah. An orphaned girl who becomes a chess grandmaster.
Yeah.
She's like a child prodigy and has to battle everybody, even the commies as well. And it's American drama, so you already know it's going to be like happy at the end. You know what's going to happen. They have to beat the commies. That's the way it always goes. So it was really good up until the very ending, which was overly small C, syrupy sweet. But other than that, the rest of it was quite good, I have to admit.
Yeah.
Let me see. After that, I watched some really bad movies this month. So I watched a Jason Statham movie. It's called Shelter.
Right. I mean, the clue is that he's in it. It's going to be bad.
It's like, yeah, you can sort of guess. He's an Uber assassin. He's in hiding on an island. I think it's off the Scottish coast. It's like a lighthouse or something, but he gets found, he gets spotted, and somebody's after him, and they're trying to kill him, and he's got to look after some young girl whose uncle got killed. And I think after that, then you know exactly what's going to happen. Jason Statham is Jason Statham, and that's basically all that movie is about. If you want to turn your mind off for an hour and a half, go watch it. It's not the worst that I watched this month.
Brilliant.
That goes to this movie called Dream Scenario. Do you know this?
I've not heard of that. I'm going to Google it now.
Nicolas Cage movie.
Okay.
Oh my God. This movie is about an ordinary, boring university professor who starts appearing in people's dreams. And I don't mean just like people who know him. Loads of people around the world. He's appearing in their dreams, and he's just walking past them in their dreams. So they could be dying, like a monster's killing them or the boogeyman, and he'll just walk past and he won't help. And he starts to get freaked out about it. The movie has a really good premise. It could go places, but
I was going to say, I was just reading the intro. It looks brilliant. Like, it sounds great.
It sounds really good. It becomes extremely dull after a while. I just gave up. It's the first time I've given up on a movie in a long, long time.
Wow.
I usually watch them with a bad look just to see how bad they get, but I couldn't. I just had to give up. So if anybody out there liked this, let me know why.
Well, do you know what? You're out there on your own, Brian. It gets 91% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It does. Oh,
yeah. Golden Globe nominated performances.
Are they watching the same movie? Okay, speaking of Nick Cage, one bad movie gone to something better, Spider Noir. I've watched that, and that was pure class. The whole noir atmosphere was great. The music, the wisecracks, it was really good. I watched it in black and white until it was the second episode.
Yeah.
There was some guy with special powers. He was like sand or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
In black and white, it wasn't really clear what was happening. So I switched to the colour to watch that. And then I figured I'll just stay on the colour. But it was really good. It doesn't have the exact same feel as the old classics like Maltese Falcon or that type of thing. But it is quite good. Brendan Gleeson is amazing. His Dublin accent is released, and he just speaks like the way he normally does. And it's really good to hear an Irish accent on an international, especially a Dublin accent on an international thing like that.
Yeah, yeah.
The show was only let down at the end again. American, it's got to be perfect. If you know American TV, you've watched American TV, so you know what's going to happen. So yeah, other than that, it was a really good show. I enjoyed that a lot. I watched a bad Japanese movie called Mondays See You This Week. It's a lady in an office discovered that she's stuck in a time loop. She repeats the exact same stressful week over and over.
Okay.
It's like a time loop movie. It's okay. It's funny because it's set in a Japanese office. I'm watching their mannerisms. I can see that work. So I enjoyed that part of it. And if you want to see what that's like, it's actually a good movie for seeing that. But the story is a bit, I know, like I'm not going to say unbelievable, but because it's a time loop. But yeah, one of the characters seems to know amazing amounts of detail about what could be possibly causing it. And it's, yeah, I don't know, it's okay. Speaking about, reasonably good movies, I watched a movie called Hokum. It's set in Ireland. It's an American writer travels to a small village in Ireland. He's bringing his parents' ashes back because they had a honeymoon there, and he remembers them being happy, or talking about their honeymoon and being happy about it. And so he wants to bring their ashes there. He stays at a local hotel, finds out that the honeymoon suite is closed off for mysterious reasons. Weird things happen. I won't go into too much, but it feels really creepy at times. There are very occasional minor jump scares, but overall it's not bad. It's worth a watch if you're into horror or mildly horror movies. Then last one is Naked Weapon.
Okay.
This is, do you know Maggie Q?
No. I'm rubbish with names.
Yeah, if you see her, she's like a actress. She was in a TV show called Nikita. She's been in quite a few movies. She's maybe half Hong Kong, half Irish. So her name is Maggie Quinlan, which is Maggie Q, or Margaret Quinlan. But this is a Hong Kong action movie. If you think of a really, really cheap version of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, okay?
Okay.
Extremely cheaply done. It's a young woman. She's one of 40 girls who were forcibly trained by the mysterious Madame M.
Yeah.
I'm reading this from IMDb. They're forced into becoming assassins. They have to turn on each other and kill loads of people to train. She falls in love with a CIA agent who is trying to figure out what's happening. And it's, the story's crap, but it's the really shitty jumping across the room, catching somebody as they're flying past you and pulling their spinal cord part. Not actually physically pulling it out, but grabbing part of their spinal cord and lifting it out of their back so that they become paralyzed. And it's cheesy, bad stuff, but it's quite funny. So that was Naked Weapon from 2002, if anybody wants to watch it. And then books, I listened to Dungeon Crawler Carl. Everybody seems to be talking about this at the moment. Have you heard this?
I have not. I have now, though.
I listened to the audiobook. It's sort of, very Hitchhiker's Guide at the start. The Earth is reclaimed by an alien race, and they wipe out most of the world's population, and survivors are then transported to a dungeon, and they have to make their way through the dungeon. Spoilers, most of them don't. They die very, very rapidly. Carl appears in the dungeon, and he's got a HUD, just like a game. He has his ex-girlfriend's cat, who was a show cat called Princess Donut. Princess Donut becomes sentient and starts speaking, and they got a HUD and they got a little mini-map. The way games should have a proper mini-map,
Yeah.
It's a proper inventory system. They can put loads of stuff in their inventory and carry it along. It's done really well. The story, I started listening to it and I got hooked. And I stopped listening to podcasts and just worked my way through that book. Finished that book, started the next one, and I finished the second one today.
Oh, wow.
It is... Yeah. Second one wasn't as good as the first one, but it is really good. It's really well done. The voices on the audiobook, very, very good. There's a couple of voices playing different characters. Really, really good. And the story is funny.
Yeah, great.
He's taking the piss out of the games in the gaming world, and it's done really well. So I would recommend.
It's really good. And there's 8 of them for you to enjoy as well, by the looks.
I believe, yeah. I've got book 3 lined up next. It's good, really good. Go listen to them. And that's me finished. How about yourself?
Well, it's the World Cup has happened this month, so everything that's outside of sleeping and working has almost gone on hold. Although we'll get to games in a bit. I've managed to get some gaming in somehow. But TV wise, I've also been indulging in a bit of Spider Noir. So I think we've got Stu to thank. I think he mentioned it to the last month that he'd started it.
Yeah.
And I've watched a few episodes of that, and I'm really enjoying it. I again dabbled with the black and white, but actually I went for the colour version just because I liked it more, and I'm really enjoying it. I think it's well written, well acted. It's good fun, and I carried on watching. I think I talked about it last time. The series From,
Yes.
which is by the same people as Lost. Again, enjoying that. It's not brilliantly acted, but the whole premise is just good. I like a threat at night kind of premise is quite good. So
Yeah.
I'm enjoying that. But then the World Cup started, and literally all telly has now gone, because I get home from work, sort the kids out, and then the World Cup's on, and then it's sleep and back, round we go again. So I've just been indulging in a ton of football until I'm too tired to watch anymore, and then in the morning it's highlights of the bits that I missed during the night, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
And that'll be the same for the next 2 or 3 weeks. It starts to kind of thin out as they get nearer the final, obviously. So super light on TV, no movies, few board games, but board games I've talked about before. So a bit of Flip 7, bit of Deep Space, D6, that kind of stuff. And then books, I have, well, with the arrival of garden furniture, I have managed to steal a few minutes in the garden reading a book. So I have started a book called Rise of the Villains. So this is probably only going to be appealing to either Aston Villa fans or full-on football nerds. But it's written by a guy called Guillaume Balaguer, who's a respected kind of football journalist. And it's basically plotting through the career of Unai Emery, who is Villa's kind of miraculous manager. So I don't often go in for kind of sports biography type books. I find them to be a bit kind of cheesy and, I don't know, just not that interesting. But I've got a vested interest in this one, and some of the management tactics that this guy uses are incredible, and his whole outlook to constantly improving and the fulfillment of sport being about improvement rather than winning, and that just this kind of mentality. It's actually a bit of a spellbinding read for me. But I appreciate fans of other teams will be like, I don't want to. But it's not written about Aston Villa, it's written about him. So he's been to some interesting places like Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal, and he's coached in Moscow and in Spain and that kind of stuff. So I've been getting full into that, and it goes deep into things like his music taste and stuff like that. So I've been building a little songs playlist of music that Unai Emery listens to in his youth. So there's lots of Spanish punk rock and stuff going on in my life at the moment.
Oh, cool.
So that's me, and it will be the same next month. I'll be just talking about how I've watched the World Cup, and probably won't go into much detail because everyone will already know. Shall we play a bit of games tennis now?
Yeah, go for it.
So we can bat games back and forth. Did we both say we'd got 5? Is that right?
I've got four.
You've got 4. So why don't I go first?
Yeah, you serve.
Because I've got 5 that I'm going to talk about. So remarkably, in the absence of Stu this month, I have been doing some finishing of games.
Nice. Because
we need some finished games content. So finished game number 1, I think I mentioned it very briefly last time, a game called Pony Island, and I was
finished,
intrigued by the beginning of that game. I have played through that and finished it. It's not a super long game. It's probably 4 or 5 hours. And I think I said last time how it basically started off and you couldn't even start the game. There was a puzzle in the initial menu. And it just continued. It's another one of these. I can't really talk too much about it because it'll be a little bit spoilery. But essentially the premise is there is a person who has made a video game called Pony Island, and the game is just a side-scrolling sort of shooter, sort of endless runner type game. So you're just jumping a pony over fences, and it all feels all very twee and very silly and very basic. But the game just evolves, and essentially you're trying to get into the game's code and destroy the game because reasons. And so you're faced with half of the game you're doing pony jumping, only the pony jumping gets kind of more and more complex with enemies all over the screen, and it becomes like a rock hard kind of side-scrolling shooter in places. And then the other half of it is just this weird kind of mystery puzzle solving. So there's like code puzzles, and there's a little bit of reading. In parts it turns into a text-based adventure. It does some crazy things that I can't even remember what they were, so I can't spoil them. But it does a little bit what Inscription did, so it kind of hacks your computer to a certain level in a safe but deeply unnerving kind of way.
Yeah.
So just an absolutely crackers game, and I'd recommend it for anybody who enjoys a game that is a weird and wild experience that will take them away from normal games for 4 or 5 hours. I strongly recommend it. And rolling credits of that was both a triumph but also sad, because it was the end of the places that game was taking me. So I loved it. What about you, Brian? Give us a game.
Okay, since we started a year and a half ago, I wanted to play a trio of games: Ico, The Last Guardian, and Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
So I had started Ico a long time ago. These are like 20-year-old games. Like Ico is something like that. I wanted to play it. Everybody raves about how good it is. So I thought I'll play it. I tried to see, I think the veteran gamers have a section called Does It Hold Up? Well, the game didn't for me anyway. The controls are ropey, playable, but ropey. The camera, I'm so glad the camera angles have improved since back then. But this is the first time a game has ever left me feeling nauseous. I could not take the flicking with the camera. It just kept flicking from one section to the other, backwards and forwards, if you're moving from room to room. The camera, and it, like, I was playing the game, I've got a headache. I'm feeling a bit weird. And then I was like,
oh, wow.
It's never happened, no matter what game I played. So I thought, well, I keep playing, so I'll get through it. But I get migraines, and I start to get this like aura. So I have flashing light in front of my eyes, just going,
oh no, yeah.
And I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I had to stop playing the game and bin it. And I'm really annoyed because when I tried playing it back in England, so probably 4 years ago, that it's either streamed better or I was better tolerant. So I'm hoping it's that age. I want to try the next one in the series. I haven't tried it yet. But that game, I felt so ill.
Yeah.
I remember taking the piss out of my brother because he was getting ill playing other games. He's getting ill playing COD, but he had a 50-inch TV and he was sat right in front of it. So it was his whole vision. I could see why he's getting.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Understandable. Yeah.
It shouldn't have done it to me, but it did. So I've got age or whatever. I've had to give up Icos. That's been binned.
Fair.
So that's my first game done. So
nice.
I'll let you try your next one.
Back to me. So the second game that I played and finished, a very short game called Wednesdays. So normally when I play games, I play them on stream, but some of the people that watch my stream, depending on the content of the game, will come in and watch me start the game and then politely bow out and say, this is not for me. This is a game that I didn't even consider to stream, because ultimately it's about incest and child abuse, and it's not gamifying it. Just to be clear, it is a game that is kind of covering that topic. So I played this very much alone, and it is actually a very nicely done game, sort of done very kind of carefully and sensitively. And I think the developers made the game to kind of create more awareness that, you know, there are people out there who have had kind of experiences that they would really rather they wouldn't have had, and how, you know, you just don't know. So it was quite interesting. Everybody, all the characters in the game, the ones that had been affected by incest and child abuse, were represented with like a cube instead of a head. So quite quickly in the game, you kind of you realise that there's actually quite a few characters, even though they're not ones that are talking about that. Quite a few characters that have in some way been affected, and it's just essentially a narrative kind of game. Although it presented itself as a bit like a management game, like a theme park builder type game. So you start off with these like really cute kind of pixel graphics of a little island in the middle of the sea, and it's like, right, we need you to build, a Ferris wheel or whatever. But basically, each time you wanted to build a new thing, you had to kind of go into somebody's memory, and then they'd sort of like share the experience of their kind of past trauma, or just be like a snippet of their life. And then that would give you enough resources to then build the next part of the theme park. So this is a crazy juxtaposition of like what is actually happening here. But it's one of those games. I'm not going to hard recommend it, but obviously, I think the work that the devs have done there is good work, important work, all of that kind of stuff. And as much as I can say I enjoyed the game, it was a thought-provoking experience is probably the best way to put it. So yeah.
Was that on Xbox?
I definitely picked it up through Steam. I can't remember whether it was in a bundle or whether I think I'd probably heard that being talked about on a kind of indie style podcast, and I was like, it's £2 or £3 or something. I was like, well, I'll give that a try. But it's not the kind of game you sit down and go, right, gaming time, let's go. But it was just a couple of hours of time spent. Okay,
my next one is Death Stranding. I'm still playing it. I'm not sure how far I'm through it, but the world is absolutely awesome. Yeah. Have you played Death Stranding? It's
the most incredible introduction, I think. The opening sequence of that game is just something else.
It is such a stunning game. I like. They've got the vistas, the music, also good. I hate the slow trudging around, but when you reach the top of a mountain and you look over, the way the view opens up and you get that music kicking in, it's absolutely amazing. It's very cinematic.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. The story is batshit and piss crazy. Literally, it is absolutely, I don't know what's going on. I have managed to steal a van or a lorry or whatever from somebody, and I'm driving around on that. But I'm now worried about I'll lose it, so I'm trying to stick to the roads that I've built, finishing off missions. But I need to get rid of that and just keep going. But I'm slowly progressing through it. It is amazing. I love the game.
Do you
go on?
Are there consequences? So you say you've stolen a van. I'm imagining like a GTA 5 stars, people coming after you. Like, have you safely stolen it? Is it now, to all intents and purposes, yours?
It is, but if I leave it in place, they can steal it back.
Right. Okay. So it can go again.
Yeah.
And if you roll it off a mountain, it's destroyed, is it?
Yeah. You can lose it and get sunk in water or whatever. So yeah, So I have finished most of the missions in the area I'm in, and I have to go to something not city, and there's no road, so I'm debating whether I should just walk there, which will take me forever. Yeah. I've been given a bike, so I could use the bike, but if it's really rough, you just end up having to walk and losing the vehicle, so I may do that. Don't know, let's see. But it is a gorgeous game, and I'm enjoying the time just walking around in the game, listening to music.
Yeah.
So it's really good. I know he's improved things. The combat there's some combat in it. It's nowhere near as good as Metal Gear 5.
Right.
The combat, I liked the combat in that. I believe he has improved it in Death Stranding 2. So maybe I get close to that. But the rest of the game, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's funny in places, but yeah, I enjoy that. So that's my second one.
Yeah.
How about you? What's your third?
My third one, another one that I've completed. I've been all about finishing games this month. So this game is called Night in the Woods.
Oh, yes.
So it is I've written down here, a meandering story about troubled anthropomorphic characters in a waning town. So there's cats and dogs. It's kind of presented in a really neat, cartoony graphics kind of way. And it's essentially, I don't know how to describe it. It's a bit of a kind of coming of age story. So your main character has mysteriously returned from college after a short period of time and has come back home, and obviously has some sort of, whether it's depression or anxiety issues, that kind of thing. But it's kind of not presented too heavily on that. We just know that she's troubled. And then there's just this really weird, and for me it proved quite addictive kind of loop. So every day you wake up in the top floor of the house, wake up in your bed, you can check your computer, you'll have messages from a couple of friends that say, oh, I'm down at this store, come hang out with me if you want. And you go down, and every morning your mum sat at the kitchen table and your mum will have a chat with you and try and find out a bit of information about why you've come home from college and is everything okay. And generally that conversation seems to go absolutely nowhere. And then you go out and walk around the town and you can interact with people, and some people will read your poems and some people will show you star constellations and just general chitter-chatter, and it's just slowly revealing little bits of story about this town that's a bit of a dead-end, kind of decrepit town that basically everyone wants to move out of. And then you'll do some stuff, and then in the evening you'll come home and your dad will be there watching telly, but your mum won't be anywhere. And you have a chat with your dad and generally watch a little bit of telly, and then you go to bed, and then just rinse and repeat day after day after day. So if I was being critical, you'd be like, well, nothing's happening in this game at all. But it was, for me, it was just like strangely addictive, because you just each day just get a little bit more information about what's going on. The relationships between your main character and the other character would just sort of evolve and develop. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it, really. I mean, Stuart would hate it because it's a bit of a dialogue clicker game. There's not a fat lot of gameplay. Although actually buried within it, there's some kind of Guitar Hero style stuff. So the character's part of a band, and each day you unlock another song that you can play.
Oh, cool.
And it'll have the, X, Y, or X, Y, A, B, or whichever buttons you've got. And these tunes that are fiendishly hard to play. So I think you can unlock achievements for doing multiple songs really well, but also an achievement for doing multiple songs really badly. So I obviously got the second achievement straight away.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. It was fun. I don't want to give away major plot spoilers, but a bit of fun. Quite a long game, though. I probably put about 20 hours into it to get all the way to the end. So it's not just a try it for a couple of hours and see how you get on. It's a little bit of an investment.
I've just picked up my phone to check on PlayStation to see if I own the game. I don't.
Right.
I've been interested in that game for a while. I've forgotten about it.
Yeah.
So it'll be a game for the new year.
Yeah, it's worth trying.
Now, you finished 2 so far, is it?
Is
it 3?
So that is 1, 2, 3. 3 finished games.
So my turn to finish a game.
Yay.
I've played and finished Coffee Talk 2.
Ah, yes.
I did Coffee Talk last year. I enjoyed it last year. You're back with the original characters and some new ones. It's mainly a game where you make coffee, as you might guess, or coffee or drinks for customers based on their wishes. If they want a coffee that's sweet and chocolatey, then you pick the ingredients to match. It's not difficult usually. They might get a little bit weird with what they want, but it's usually quite easy to pick what they want. And to be honest, getting them right helps you get more interaction with the characters, because it's all about the other half, the talking. You get the stories from the characters. You don't influence what they do. Really, you can give a bit of advice occasionally. You get the option to do it, but it's just basically watching the stories of their lives and what's happening. I found it a bit slow this time at the start. I kept falling asleep playing it, which is not a good sign. But as the game went on, I started to get into it more and more. The characters developed, their stories became a bit more interesting, and by the end I was really loving it.
Nice.
So it's quite good. It's not a game I would go back in platinum or get 100% achievements in, because you've got to do it multiple times, hit certain days and do things on different days. I can't bother with that. I wanted to be there for the story.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing Coffee Talk Tokyo, which is out.
Oh, okay.
It's just come out. So, what with it being in Japan, I'm looking forward to that. They gave
Yeah. Is that a standalone or is that a DLC?
standalone brand new game.
Yeah.
It's basically Coffee Talk 3.
Yeah.
They gave very subtle hints towards it at the very end of the first one because the second game, I'm looking forward to seeing it. There's more mystery built out about who the character you play as well the whole way through it. So it's becoming more and more intriguing.
Yeah.
But that was it. Really, I'd enjoy if you liked Coffee Talk 2 was quite good as well. So go play that.
Yeah, good shout. I played a bit of Coffee Talk.
You did, yeah.
And I also discovered iced coffee this week. So I think I last had an iced coffee like genuinely 35 years ago, and I was in the US, and it was out of a bottle, and it was horrible and sweet and awful. But the coffee machine that I've got now does what do they call it, cold press. And I thought, well, I'll give it a try. Now I've got fancy coffee machine.
Nice.
And oh my goodness, during the heat wave, I made a quad bucket, so it was a quadruple shot of whatever cold pressed. Not I don't want to say cappuccino, cold pressed coffee anyway. But and then with cold kind of frothed up oat milk, few ice cubes. It was absolutely sensational. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of iced coffee, especially in the summer here. It's really good.
Really tasty.
Nice. Yeah, very good.
But it's funny how you can be put off by a thing if you have it somewhere and it's like not a nice version of a thing. You can just like rule it out of your life for decades.
Yeah, last year in the summer when I was going to work, I used to stop by a convenience store called Lawson. It's beside the school. They had, I don't know, like 20 different iced coffees and bottles.
Right.
So I went through all of them, trying to find one that was nice.
Yeah.
And I found one that was absolutely gorgeous. So the next time I went back, it took me like weeks to get through the whole lot, but when I found the one that was really good, and we did, I just took their whole selection. Then I go back every couple of days and take whatever was there because it was absolutely gorgeous. So, but yeah, iced coffee was really good.
Nice.
It's good. But yeah.
Yeah. So we actually
speaking about.
Oh yeah, carry on.
I was going to say, speaking about drinks, 7-Eleven over here.
Yeah.
I've brought out a drink. It's like a cream dessert drink. It has. Have you ever eaten mochi? It's basically rice that's been beaten into small sticky balls.
Yeah.
They've got these little balls in this bottom of this dessert drink, and they've got like a big wide straw so you can get them up through it.
Okay.
But they've had to put a choking hazard on the drink because several people have choked taking this.
Oh wow!
I'm looking forward to having next week or so. So if I'm not here next month, it's because I've been drinking 7-Eleven's latest creation.
That's all right. Well, we've got ourselves a podcast title now, Icy Balls. Icy Balls Choking Hazard.
Yeah.
My next game, another one that I finished, is called Circuit Superstars. And this is another little gem that I had languishing in the backlog that I'd started and enjoyed and put down pre-Year of Shame. So I was on a bit of a roll, having finished the other three, and thought, right, this is another one I can pick back up. I know I'm going to like it because I liked it before. And I looked up when do the credits roll for Circuit Superstars, and the credits roll when you have completed, I think there's probably about 20 or so Grand Prix series. So this game is near as damn it to Micro Machines in terms of its presentation. So you've got it's kind of I think I googled it. I think they're called like rounded voxel type graphics. So it's kind of cartoony presentation. It's like voxely, but it's not square boxes. It's all nice and clean art, like beautiful kind of lighting effects and really kind of crisp graphically. And it's an isometric racer. So it's that kind of thing where you'll be, driving diagonally up the screen, and if you want to, the steering is that kind of like not quite, you're going different angles across the screen. So you got to tune your brain in about which way is left and which way is right.
Yeah. And
each of the Grand Prix series has a different vehicle type. So you've got kind of like off-road racers, you've got little go-kart things, you've got just tiny little normal cars, you've got old style race cars, new style race cars, rally cars, all different things, and they've all got their own kind of handling attributes and that kind of stuff. And some of the Grand Prix are really simple, you just do a few laps, and some of them are elongated, and then you've got things like pit stops, and you've got to manage your fuel and your tires and all of this stuff. And because it's presented all kind of like cartoony, you think it's not going to be serious, but it's all built really, really well. So if your car takes damage, you'll find you've got less acceleration, and if your tires start going, you really feel it in the handling. And if you run out of fuel, you don't just stop and drop out the race, but you essentially just reduce to a crawl of like 2 miles an hour. So if you misjudge your fuel, halfway through a lap, you might be out front, but then you'll just be crawling along while everyone comes flooding past you.
Oh no!
So I just had a really good time just playing through that, and it was great because each time you go to the next Grand Prix that you've kind of unlocked by doing the one before, you'd find that the handling attributes of the next series is like completely at odds. So it's almost like starting a new game 20 times over. And I think this is a game that probably in its pomp there was it's got like online multiplayer and time trials and lots of different modes that you can do. But I just focused on the versus AI Grand Prix series. And I think that there's 5 different kind of skill levels, and I was only on the second one up from the bottom, and found it thoroughly challenging. I was doing okay, holding my own, but there's quite a lot of game there. So even though I've finished that series and consider it done, there's no reason why I couldn't go back and put in another 100 hours.
That sounds cool.
So yeah, really good fun.
Sounds good. I've never been really good at racer games. It's one of my weaknesses, as the guys on the logbooks, so I used to do racing with them, they can attest.
Yeah.
I was more of a hazard than anything else. So fair play to you for playing a racing game and finishing it. That's really cool. So my last game, Rich, you're a git. Blueprints. What the
Yes, this is what we want to hear.
Oh my God. Okay. Spoiler free. It's awesome.
Yes,
It's really, really, what is going on? I'm thinking about it when I'm not playing. What I should do next. I've developed a routine of what I open up, start going through, but I'm getting close to the end. I'm regularly getting up to the end. I've opened up lots of gates and stuff. And this game wasn't going well for me, and I had looked forward to just spinning it. And you kept saying, no, go to day 18, or I got as far as, I think it was day 14. And I had a really bad run, extremely bad run.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a grid that's 5 across and 9 up. That's 45. So you got to get to room 46.
Yeah.
And I think I only got like 3 across and 4 up. So I got 12 and I got totally blocked. But I had loads of moves left.
Yeah.
So I just turned around and explored, and the world just went, wow. So there's so much going on in this game, so much in this game beyond. I know there's a thing. I'm trying to remain spoiler free in case anybody hasn't played it yet. But they talk about stuff after the game. I can see you can finish the game without having seen half of what's in there, because I'm coming across brand new rooms every now and again. And it's like, well, I've never even seen this before. I must have seen all the rooms by now. But no, it's really good. We'll have to talk strategy off air. But oh my God, it's good. It is really good.
It gets you thinking, doesn't it? It's one of those that just eats at your brain when you're not playing.
And it's the puzzles, and you think all the puzzles are within one room, but sometimes the answers are in other rooms. And it's like, I found the chessboard. I thought, oh my God, I've been seeing this all around it, and I've wondered what to do with it. I haven't been able to do it because I haven't been able to find all the pieces yet, but it's like suddenly just like, oh wow, now I've got to try and do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need to do it in order to finish the game. But, so yeah, it is really good. Definitely recommend playing it if you haven't. Stick with it. At some point, something just light bulb will go off and you go, oh, this is really good.
Yeah.
I don't know how they even created this game.
No.
Because the puzzles are so devious and so good. But I believe there's a record for finishing the game in one go on one day. I think it was 13 or 14 minutes.
Wow.
Somebody finished the entire game.
That is.
I'm like, what? They go, oh, this is impossible. Yeah, I saw that pop up on the news, but oh my God. Yeah. No, a really, really good game. I fully recommend it. I hope I finish it soon, because otherwise this could take me a long time.
Yeah.
It's got sucks into me. Yeah, but really good game. Thoroughly recommend it.
It is a triumph. I feel really sad because I don't own that game. I played it through Game Pass, which obviously I binned off my subscription for this year.
Yeah.
So I don't have access to it, and it's definitely, hearing you talk about it, I'd be straight on and having a couple of little goes this afternoon if I could.
Have you finished?
I've finished it. Yeah, so I have got to room 46, and I think I have rolled credits, but there's probably 80% of the content can be achieved post credits. And it'd be sort of rewarding. I mean, it depends how you're motivated. I would normally finish a game, credits rolled. All right, I'm done there. But there's people who are still thrashing around at some of these puzzles that don't need solving to get to the end, but can be solved.
Yeah. That's the thing. There's puzzles there I don't think you need to solve to get to the end, but they're there.
Yeah.
And they tickle at you, and it's, I want to solve it.
Yeah.
Regardless of what they're, so it's really good, really, really good.
It's very, very good. It's non-linear, I think is the best way to describe it. So it is not a case of you find a puzzle, you solve the puzzle. It's you find a puzzle, you find a thing, you wonder whether it's a puzzle, then you realise that it is a puzzle, and you sort of have to just log it in your brain somewhere as pay interest to this thing, and over the course of the next 20 hours of gameplay, I might get the next fragment of a clue towards this thing. So it's very good. Yeah. So what else? I've got just a couple of other things to mention. So I've finished the 4 that I've talked about, and then I'm now in the what am I playing next kind of zone. So there's a couple of things. I had the house to myself for a little while yesterday. And I wasn't going to mention this, but since you mentioned Fireflies, I thought I'd just mention that I fired at Breath of the Wild, Zelda again.
Oh.
I'd played tons of this on the original Switch, obviously pre-Year of Shame. And then when the Switch 2 came out, I bought the Uber Mega enhanced Switch 2 version, which I'd barely touched at all. So yesterday I had a bit of time and I thought I'll fire that back up. So I'm still back. I'm back at the beginning. I've started a new game. I'm still stuck on the Great Plateau, doing all of that. But I was exploring away at night time, and there were lots of fireflies. So when you were talking about those earlier, I was like, I saw some fireflies, not real ones, but I saw some recently. So that was nice. And then last night, I just fired up at yet another game that I have started previously, and it's called Wingspan. It is an adaptation of a very popular board game by the same name.
Yeah.
And it's really weird because I fired it up, and it offers you a tutorial at the beginning, and you start the tutorial. And I remember now why I put it straight back down again last time, because the tutorial is just so complicated. It's like you've got all these different types of birds, and it's basically a card game, and then you can position cards, and you've got a certain amount of moves that you can do in a round, and a certain amount of rounds, and there's various objectives for each round. There's also point scoring mechanisms. There's basically quite a lot of complexity, and as they're going through the tutorial, it's just completely overwhelming and mind-blowing. I mean, it's quite well done. They do explain it, but it's just overwhelming. So I was like, okay, this is why I put it down before, but I'll have a couple of goes and see what happens. And you can play again online against other people, or you can play against Automata or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I played the first couple of games, didn't really know what I was doing. I was just sort of putting birds in different environments, and some of them are laying eggs, and some of them are gathering this, that, and the other. And I was just playing it, and it's got this beautiful, peaceful music in the background, birds chirruping and stuff. So it was quite relaxing, but I was just doing horribly and just losing really badly. But then I played another game and lost a little bit less badly, and then played a third game. And these games probably take 45 minutes each go. And then by the third game, I'd kind of twigged. I was like, this is why I'm losing, because the particular point scoring mechanism that I'm paying no attention to. And so it's not Blueprints levels of obsession, but it's in my brain. So I'm now thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, because I'm just gradually, you're basically building a little bit of an engine, so you can have lots of these birds that you place doing things passively each turn, because each turn you can only do one thing, so it feels very limited at the beginning. You either do this or you do that, and then the turn ends. But you start building these little passive engines, so you do one thing and it triggers this chain reaction of stuff that automatically happens. So I will play more and I will report back. If I win a game, I wonder whether that can count as being completed. I will see. So yeah, good selection of games from the both of us there. You've talked about all of yours now, haven't you?
Yeah.
So where does that take us? In fact, well, actually, shall we just say now that obviously Stuart is away. I think we mentioned it at the beginning. He's touring around Europe. He's got a very nice agenda. I think he's on a boat at the moment somewhere near Bucharest, whooshing up the Danube.
Hey, was it Bucharest? Oh, God. I just sent a message.
No, not Bucharest, Budapest. No, sorry, Budapest. I always get them mixed up.
Yeah, that's all right, because I sent him a message about Budapest.
Yeah, no, you're right. The reason I make that mistake is that I used to be able to buy for almost zero money a thing called an Interrail ticket. So I think it cost about £80 when I was a kid. So for £80, you could buy a ticket that was valid for a month across Europe. And I once got on a train that was headed to Budapest, but I fell asleep after a few ales and woke up with the train having dismantled itself into pieces. So I woke up on a stranded train carriage in Bucharest and like basically came out of the carriage. There was no like engine, and came out and found a person and was like, oh, you know, Budapest, and then no, Bucharest, and I'm like, what? So I had to get another train back to Budapest. That's why I got confused.
Oh, very good, nice.
Yes. So anyway, I was gonna say Stuart has very kindly recorded a little update, so we will put that in right here.
Hello, I'm calling about arranging a massage.
Hi, Stuart here. I am in Krakow at the moment, in Poland. Been travelling from Prague to Berlin, and then round through Poland, and then we move down to Hungary, and then we get on the boat and we'll travel back up to Amsterdam. So we're about halfway through our holiday at the moment. As expected, not much in the way of gameplay this month. I've been restricted to doing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which I've completed, probably about 80%. And then I've just been gaming on my mobile devices, so not a lot of interest there. It's mostly just been Loco Roco and 1945 on my tablet. Yeah, hope everyone's doing well, and I look forward to being there in person for the next episode. Cheers, all.
The picture he sent today looked quite
Looks
nice.
He'll be getting a bit of a breeze if he's chugging along on a boat. So hopefully it's nice for him. Yeah, cool. You were going to mention some next month stuff.
What, the games coming out next month?
If you could, that would be good, because I haven't got a clue.
Okay. Pal World is finally coming to console this month.
Oh, wow.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is coming out.
Oh, yeah. I really want to play that.
I enjoy Black Flag, so that would be really good. Halo CE, or Combat Evolved, is coming out. Star Wars Zero Company. Actually, I didn't check to what type of game that was. I know there's a tactics game coming out, so I'm not sure if that's it. But there was two games coming out. One is disturbing. There's something called Sweet Hamster Days. It's a live action video game. You play a hamster. You died and came back to your friend's house. There's three girls living in the house, and basically you get to choose who you like or whatever. It's on Steam. It looks really has the potential to be extremely disturbing. Yeah, I don't know. It's Japanese, of course.
Yeah.
Then there's one that looks really cool. It's called 70s style robot anime Geppy X. Do you remember a TV show, a cartoon back in the 80s called G-Force?
G-Force, yeah.
The cartoon with the characters all go G-Force and they turn into some sort of phoenix. It's that type of style anime for the cutscenes and stuff. And then it has side action bullet hell, basically.
Okay.
It looks really, really good. So I'm hoping it is actually a good game, because I'd look forward to playing it next year. Well, so that's one game I would love to try out, aside from Assassin's Creed. That's next month.
Yeah, that Zero Company looks really up my street. It's a turn-based tactics game, so it's kind of got a bit XCOM-y kind of thing. I do like those games where they're a little bit puzzly and just turn by turn.
I've heard good things about it, so I'd like to try it out at some stage. So hopefully, New Year. That'll be the next month's games.
Nice.
Yeah, that's intriguing.
Lovely. And then should we get onto some news stuff as well? So there's a range of depressing news.
It's horrible, isn't it? This month
it is nuts, isn't it?
It must be one of the worst. You've got PlayStation laid off Bungie. I saw one article saying that they had planned to take revenge against Bungie because of the amount of money it's cost them and how much they've lost. And then they have, it looks like, got rid of loads of them, something up to 50% of them. Xbox is total nightmare.
Yeah.
At one stage they were talking about selling off, or Microsoft talking about selling off like Xbox, or selling off other. Now it looks like they're selling off the other companies and layoffs as well. So, what were they? There's people who made that's
Psychonauts.
South of
Midnight. Compulsion Games. Yeah.
Compulsion. Double Fine. Ninja Theory. You mentioned already. Hellblade. And there may be even more. I was like, oh my god. I was so annoyed when they picked up Ninja Theory because I loved Hellblade, the first one.
Yeah, fantastic game.
So annoyed when they picked it up. I thought,
and all of that news just coming out like about 4 days after their showcase as well. So they didn't even let the excitement kind of like settle. It's like, oh, by the way, don't be too excited because half these studios that we've just shown games for might not exist.
Yeah, no, it was like a sales pitch to try to sell the games. It was really, really very odd.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very, very off-putting. And if you're looking to get into games, you wouldn't be thinking of long term because the security is really not there for you. It's just horrible. I don't know. I was going to say, look after your devs. We need to look after them.
For sure.
So, yeah, it's... I don't know. And Xbox have put the price up as well. And it's jumped up.
Third time.
Yeah. It's just like, what the hell? I don't know. It's really... And speaking about price increases, Steam Machine is launching. They've already taken pre-orders now, launching soon. But the price is huge for what you're getting.
Yeah,
it does look nice, very nice.
It's a nice bit of kit, isn't it? But hitting up towards 1,000 for a 512 gig.
Yeah, it's
model, which is kind of like the beginning of the last console generation, isn't it? They were giving you that, and then two Call of Duties and you're done.
I think they said they could do 4K, but it can't. They changed the advertising to up to 40K.
Yeah.
So the graphics not able to do it. They've only got 16 gig of RAM in there. But yeah, it's quite sad. And D-Brand, who they do transfers for cases, covers for cases. And stuff for laptops and consoles. They had one for the Steambox that was going to turn it into a companion cube from Portal.
Yeah.
The cube.
Yeah.
Cube you carry around. It turned it, and it looked amazing. But that's just disappeared from their website.
Oh, really?
So nobody knows whether they hadn't licensed it or whatever.
Yeah.
If I was going to get Steam Machine, I was going to get that skin, and that skin is gone now. It's like, oh my god, it's a shame.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Looks really cool. Let's see
the Pokemon Go story.
Oh, what the hell? Pokemon Go. Okay, I listened to a podcast 3-4 years ago. A guy called Blind Boy Boat Club. He's an Irish comedian. Well, I don't know. He writes short stories. He's just become sort of a celebrity in Ireland. But he has a podcast running. And he mentioned this, that the CIA owned part of Pokemon Go. And he was worried about it. I thought, it's just pure conspiracy theory, because he occasionally spouts conspiracy theory. And then it turns out it's true. It's like they're using it for targeting or something. Was it for targeting?
It's absolutely terrible. Yeah, but they're going to have so much. I mean, it's just location data, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then the augmented reality aspects basically got like Google Maps on steroids.
I don't know, was the Ayatollah Khomeini going around doing Pokemon Go?
Big mistake if so.
It's really weird, very, very odd. But yeah, I don't like the fact that game data has been used for war or whatever. That's just
no. That should be a red line right there, shouldn't it? Yeah.
It feels wrong. It feels totally wrong. Really grim news this month.
Yeah. And the thing is, even if they were upfront about it and put it in the terms and conditions, the thing that you just click accept before you start the game, they could write anything in there. So the data that we receive from this game will be used to train drones against you in the future. Click accept.
Yeah.
Accept. Let's go.
Yeah. Got to catch them all. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's really, really weird. Then the last thing is the GTA 6.
Yes.
The pre-orders are available. And it's digital only. Even if you buy a box, you just get a code.
Get a code in it. That's rough, isn't it? I'm sure I heard or read somewhere that there might be a fancy doodah, pay the extra money edition that might be an actual disc. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. It's weird. It's really odd. I know the game's going to be huge.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the games we buy now, the game is only part of the game is on the disc.
Yeah, exactly.
Still downloads the rest, but you have a disc. I have 3 games of disc here. I can't play them, but I can hold on to them. But because my disc drive doesn't work. But you do have the option of selling them at some point, which should be our prerogative.
Yeah,
we should be allowed to do it.
Yeah, exactly. But
it's really getting into you're renting a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. So,
very sad.
An uplifting set of gaming news. What I might do, I might make my actually finding news to share on the podcast debut by specifically seeking out kind of like good news, like positive things that have happened, no matter how small, just something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Amazing. Right, shall we get on to? Should we go to questions? So we've got a good selection of questions. We've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. We've obviously done Ben's beginning of the show as well. So let's start. Now, I haven't, normally Stu does puts everybody's kind of like heritage in here. So we know whether these people were on a specific year of shame. My research capabilities are not so good. So I'm just going with name. So we've got Ross Grieve, who asks, best game soundtrack and who's your favourite Disney princess? I'm going to throw the hospital pass to you, Brian.
Yes. Best game soundtrack. It would have been until this year, Mirror's Edge. I love the theme tune.
Mm-hmm.
I still listen to it today, and that game is I don't know how old. I don't tend to listen to game music often, but Clair Obscur.
Yeah.
Hands down, absolutely stunningly amazing.
Yeah.
They were so lucky to find that guy. He did such a great job with it. By far the best game soundtrack.
Yeah.
I'm Disney princess. I don't have children. I don't watch Disney movies. So I went to Google and Google searched the best live action Disney princesses, and Mulan.
Yeah, fair. That's a good answer. Yeah, I'm literally, I do not have in mind a Disney princess, and I can't even remember the name of the film that I would choose the princess from. I mean, Moana is a good shout. I'm not a Disney princess kind of person. I think is that a fair answer?
You've got Elsa. Are they Elsa and the Frozen ones there?
No.
I don't know if that's Disney.
No, I need them not to exist because that's the Frozen song as a parent is pretty traumatic. Soundtrack wise though, I mean, I have to agree with Clair Obscur. I absolutely love that. There's very few game soundtracks that I download, and that's one of them. The other one is actually Ark Raiders. I think the music suits the atmosphere of the game really well. So I do.
Yeah, actually.
I do sometimes listen.
That's a good call.
Listen to that one. So yeah, thank you, Ross. Dave Packer asks, which video game character would you go for a pint with? And then somebody replied and said, and who would you punch in the face? I would consider that an optional follow-up question.
Oh. I didn't see that one. Go for a drink with. I had picked the guy from Disco Elysium.
Oh, wow.
Seeing as he's an alcoholic, he'd be able to give me... I haven't played it fully yet, so I don't know what type of character he turns out to be. But it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
finding a murder when you wake up. I don't know, who would you like to go drinking with?
Well,
Mimir from God of War, maybe.
ooh,
He's full of stories.
Yeah.
Full of stories.
yeah. Yeah, I think, I wonder whether going for a pint with Geralt might be quite good fun.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, he's got some stories. Like people stories, monster stories, adventure stories.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
Interesting world to be in as well.
Yeah, and then the guy from Max Payne as well. I remember Max Payne 3 that I've played a couple of times is a lot of fun. And again, a bit like your Disco Elysium answer. I think it would be quite a heavy evening. So lovely. Thank you, Dave. We've even got a question in from Stu. Who's your favourite missing host? Although he says seriously though, I can't be there. Looking forward to the episode coming out and listening from the outside again. And he wishes us all the best for the recording. So thank you, Stu.
Sounds like he wants to be off the show. He can't wait for it to finish.
Well, that's it. He can't cope, so he's had to go to a different continent to get away from his temptations. We've got a good question here from Paul Wilson. So, is the cost of gaming hardware out of control? A couple of examples. A 48K ZX Spectrum in 1983 cost $19.99 and then the UK release day Sega Mega Drive bundled with Altered Beast for $189.99. That was released back in 1990. But if we factor in the rate of inflation, today's price of that would be about £560. And cross-referencing prices, PS5 on Amazon is now $564.99. So is it just us older gamers being aghast about pounds figures without doing the inflation maths?
Let me see. If we're going to go with the 560 quid as for a PS5, I would like it to be lower, especially this far into the life cycle. But yeah, I can see that. But what worries me is the fact that the Steam box is going for near 1,000, and the PS6 and the new Xbox One going to be called. That's they're talking.
Oh, blimey! I can't even remember what it's called.
Yeah, that's like it's going to be like a PC as well. So they're going to be going for this.
Is it Helix? Is it?
Helix. I really, really hope the PS5 is around for another 2 or 3 years or this generation, not just the PS5. So that Micron's not expecting RAM prices to drop for another 2 years.
Yeah.
And maybe part hope, but if it doesn't go down, we're screwed.
Yeah.
Buying any hardware. So I don't know. I would love it to stay around 560. Stay there.
Yeah, stay there forever.
For the next generation. But it looks like we'll be buying, if we do buy new hardware, it'll be like last generation graphics cards or whatever. So it's not going to be pushing much forward technology wise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I feel like if you ignore the recent stuff with hardware prices just suddenly going through the roof. So if this question was asked, I don't know, a year ago, I'd be kind of like,
yeah,
it's fantastic value. The game, even though gaming prices do go up, I think with the whole inflation thing, actually gaming is a really good value hobby. And, sure, not everyone's got the same needs, but you can get some great hardware for not a lot of money. I mean, just, PS5 and Xbox, being able to buy those for around 500 quid and the power and capability that they've got is phenomenal. And the games that are being made to put on them compared to Altered Beast and things like that are just another level. But it does feel like, obviously, with the whole RAM prices and all bits of hardware prices, that whole equation might just suddenly get turned upside down and be awful.
I was listening to Pilch's podcast, the Seal podcast. He did a similar question. And he mentioned the fact that when we were younger, games were expensive, like buying a Spectrum for 130 quid or PS for 190 or 200 quid. It felt a lot more expensive that time.
Yeah.
And buying games at that time were also expensive. It got really cheap in between, especially the advent of Steam. Steam sales dropped the prices of games dramatically. We haven't gotten used to the thoughts of them going back up.
Cool. So thank you, Paul. We've got a question from Blair Ferguson, preceded with preamble as per. So it says, I'll tell you one thing. I've been to a parallel universe I've seen time running backwards. I've played pool with planets, and I've given birth to twins. But I never thought in my entire life I'd taste an edible pot noodle. So if your co-hosts were video game characters, who would they be? Now, I want to call out Blair here. I reckon Blair has been reading Red Dwarf, because the whole pool with planets and giving birth to twins is sounding very Dave Lister to me. So I think that's where that's inspired from. If my co-hosts were video game characters, who would they be? It's so difficult, and we've not done enough prep on this. So I'll have an attempt to go first on this. So I am imagining, I won't have the character names here, but I'm imagining Stu would be a character out of Deep Rock Galactic. So like a mining dwarf who's just gets through stuff, just powers through things like the way Stu completes games. I can see that being a thing. And then for you, Brian, just like thinking on the hoof here,
God,
I've got you down as, and I've got to say this carefully to not be offensive. I think you're going to be in a Baldur's Gate 3 kind of scenario, and you're going to. I haven't got a name, so I'm sorry to not answer the question properly. But what I'm imagining is we arrive at a choice, and I'm clicking the button in the game to select the choice. And then you're the character that comes up and says, but have you considered these alternate possibilities and realities? And in doing so, you sort of cast me into this like spiral of self-doubt where I'm like, oh God, he's right. Well, I hadn't thought of that.
I'm sorry.
I haven't put a name on it, but that's what I've got in my head.
Oh God, that's
I'll let you come back at me now with something.
Okay, so I've been trying to think of one for Stu because he's into so much tech, and I've been trying the characters that are into tech. Just been googling like Ratchet and Clank.
Oh yeah.
But he's always tinkering with stuff, and the one that just has popped up, Otacon, because he's an engineer. He's not at the moment, but previous. He's at home, he's always doing 3D printing, making stuff and showing us what he's made, pulling together Arduino boards. And he talks about it so matter-of-factly, like, I just got this board, put it with this and matched it with, oh my God. So it's well beyond my level. And he's like program so that the lights go this way or whatever. I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And then yourself, the one thing that popped into my head is you'd be talking about losing weight and doing exercise and stuff and building up, and you're quite well built anyway. So I was thinking Kratos.
Oh yes, let's have Kratos.
Need to get your axe.
Yeah, a bit more strength training, I think. Oh, brilliant! The check's in the post. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'll take that one.
Slight behind the scenes. We looked at the questions about 10 minutes before we started. Yeah. We're still pulling stuff together. We're lost that Stuart helping us organising all the stuff because he does such an amount of work.
He does a brilliant job. Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't obvious that we completely winged those questions. So brilliant. Thanks for all those questions. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're probably in a place where we can round up. So we'll do shout outs and then we'll do goodbyes. So I've got 2 shout outs, one of which you might echo, Brian. So shout out to Stu, of course. So we wish him luck on his European adventures. Definitely look forward to hearing all about those next time and any gaming that he's squeezed in. And a sort of big thank you to him as well. He has recorded, like I said, a bit of audio that you probably will have heard already in the podcast by now. And then a second shout out to a guy called Daniel Da Silva, who is a developer of a game called Flufftopia. So this is Klaxon adjacent news, but I'm steadfastly defending the Klaxon here. So in my Twitch, what's it called? Whispers is their sort of like DM messaging mechanism. I'd got a little random message in there from Daniel Da Silva, who said they'd seen me playing Pony Island and wondered if I might enjoy the key for the game called Flufftopia, which is obviously in a similar vein, it's presented, I mean, just by the name, Flufftopia, it's presented as a very nice and gentle game, but it's obviously got a very dark side to it. So I replied to Daniel Da Silva and I said, thank you so much. That is very kind. I will take your key. However, I will not be touching it. I won't be activating it. And I might have activated it, but I won't be starting up that game until at least January the 1st, 2027. Those are my two shout outs. Have you got any shout outs to add, Brian?
Well, obviously the one to Stu.
Yeah.
I hope the holiday goes well. I'm so jealous. The holiday sounds amazing. Just on a boat trip through Europe. Absolutely amazing. It'll be a dream holiday. Other shout outs then to those send the questions. Blair, Dave, Packer, Ross, Paul, and Ben, of course.
Yep.
And then one final one to yourself. Thank you. I hope my audio sounded much better today than it has done recently.
It has, but at least from the recording side of it, yeah, I should have shouted you out for putting in the hard graft to make it so. It's honestly, it's night and day. It's brilliant.
I spent all last night, this morning, doing this, and then we started before the show started. We were still tinkering away, getting things ready. So it seems to be better. I don't know if I will reboot the laptop between now and next month, but everything seems to be working at the moment.
That's it. Just leave it running. Just keep the recording live. We'll just edit it as we go.
I hope everybody has a nice cooler, the rest of the summer anyway. Your heat wave, is it finished now?
It's a period of respite. I think there's a couple more spikes planned. So the temperature has gone down from like high 30s to low 20s. And then over the next fortnight, it creeps gradually back up from like 21, 22, all the way back up to about 29 in a fortnight's time. So it will be.
Oh wow!
It will be getting hot again. I've booked in. I've succumbed to it all because my new house gets so hot. It's got like thick carpets. My bedroom's basically it's like a greenhouse on the roof. It's got Velux windows and it's on top of the roof. It is like really uncomfortable. So I've booked in a site survey with aircon people, but obviously they're super busy. But end of next month, I'll at least have had the conversation about what my options are, because I kind of figure it's not cool. Not cool. Schools were closed and stuff, so the kids were at home all week last week because it's just too hot at school. And the last thing I want is a house full of equally hot people. So if I could get a bit of aircon going, then I'm going to spend my games money for 2026 on some aircon instead.
The summers when I was living in Ireland, or living in the UK, I enjoyed work because all the pharmacies had to be air-conned.
Yeah.
It was lovely going to work and stay in there for 8-9 hours and then unfortunately have to go home into the heat. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the aircon. We haven't hit really into the 30s yet, so we haven't switched the aircon on here yet. That won't go on until 32, 33.
Okay.
So we'll put it on then. Try and keep it down.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, it is a nice feature to have. Really nice. I hope it goes well. Oh, I mentioned I was listening to Seal podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Dave on it, he likes his motorbikes, and he went out on some course and he said he drank 7 litres of water.
Whoa.
And got home and felt dreadful because he was sweating out. It's a big thing over here. If you get really hot, drink some water, but don't just drink water.
Yeah, because you need like salts and stuff, don't you? You kind of like dilute yourself or whatever.
Get the sports drinks.
Yeah.
Get the sports isotonic ones. Forget about the Red Bull energy drinks, but get the sports ones. They do them over here. We've got loads of different types. But it's really important because you could just get heat stroke really fast.
Mm.
So yeah, just when I heard him saying that today, I was like, oh no, don't do it. But yeah, just a lot of stress. But yeah, it's crazy hot. Having to learn how to deal with heat over here is just, I'm not good with the heat. Anyway.
Good stuff.
Thank you everybody for listening.
Yeah, exactly. Health tips at the end.
I'll stop doing tangents.
No, it's been good. It's been really nice chatting today. So I will wish everybody a goodbye. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your questions. And if you do end up playing any of the games that we've talked about, then maybe drop a message in the channels, because it'll be really, really interesting to hear what other people make of some of the games that we're playing. So yeah, that is a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me. See you. Thank you.
All right, that's the show. If we got something wrong, which is very possible, I'll admit, email us at earofshame@gmail.com. If you want to find us on the internet, it may be a mistake, but we support you. You can find us on the Year of Shame Facebook group. Yell at us on Twitter, or more politely on Blue Sky. We may stream on Twitch, follow just in case. All of this is at Year of Shame. And we're on YouTube at MLGYOS. No video yet. Mostly for the safety of the viewing public, to be honest.
Wonderful. Good stuff. That was really nice. Thanks, Brian.
Cool. Stop the recording.